Okay, the next step is going to be to install the cylinder head. This is an oil restriction jet. I've had a lot of phone calls over the years. People rebuild their engine, or they have their engine rebuilt, and when they get it back, the engine will start up and run for about 3 seconds and shut down. Ultimately, they determine they have no oil pressure. The purpose of this jet is to restrict the amount of oil that goes to the cylinder head so that it keeps oil around the crankshaft and rod journals. This pill jet goes into the cylinder block assembly right here. There is a rubber O-ring that goes around it to maintain a seal. But if that restrictor jet is left out, oil pressure will drop. The deadstone minimum required oil pressure for this engine is 28.5 pounds of oil pressure. If you test one, you'll probably find it in excess of 40 pounds normally running. On the cylinder head, the only place I put gasket sealant is right around the front of the oil return area. And also on the head itself, around the oil return area. This is where oil is returned to the block, and it is all fed around that O-ring and through the pill jet. The head is installed and torqued correctly. You won't get leaks in other places. I don't want a tremendous amount of buildup on the rest of the gasket surface that could lift the stainless compression rings where they don't make sufficient contact. Incidentally, there are also 2 guides to go into recesses around the cylinder head bolts. They keep the cylinder head from shifting, because a bolt is not a precise way of holding something into alignment. Okay. As I tap the cylinder head down, I like to take a flashlight, keep an eye on that O-ring. Again, with the cylinder head bolts, just like engine case bolts, put a light coat of oil on them. Make sure that all the cylinder head bolts have their washers on them. They are not all the same length. You assemble it from the front of the engine. The top row are all 3 the same length. These 2 are short, and this one is particularly long. I'll put in corner to corner bolts first, And just go ahead and run those down a little bit to get a little tension on it. The only reason I do that is, again, because the bolts are coated with a light coating of oil. I really don't want to give that light coating of oil an opportunity to run into the head gasket surface. So if you get 2 bolts in initially to start pulling that head gasket down, they really won't have much of a chance. So far, that has worked for me. Cylinder head torque on this motor is 22 Newton meters. This is probably a good place to end this video. And we'll pick it up again on the next one.